Straight ahead on 12 News, ready to sell your home? Some things to think about before putting up that for sale sign. Plus, an area of Brooklyn Park that one group calls a food desert for healthy eating. But first, danger in your medicine cabinet. The commonly prescribed drug that's part of a spike in abuse. 12 News starts right now. A popular prescription drug used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is increasingly ending up in the wrong hands.
New statistics show more people are abusing the drug Adderall in Hennepin County. In fact, experts say only alcohol and marijuana are abused more than prescription pills such as Adderall. And as Sonia Goins reports, many of the prescription drug abusers are high school students.
These pills have a purpose, but they can be powerfully addictive.
I didn't start really noticing it until I was about 15, that I was addicted.
When Steve was 8, he was given a prescription for Adderall to treat ADHD.
It made me very attentive, made me very alert. Everything else was vivid, more clear.
But then things turned foggy.
By the 6th grade, I had wanted more and more and more.
His addiction almost got him killed.
I'd gotten so addicted to him that 30 pills in one day wasn't enough. A whole month's cycle was not good enough for me. I wanted more.
When people abuse it, I know it goes bad quickly.
Brian Alwes is a prevention specialist with Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge. He knows firsthand about the dangers of Adderall.
I think the first time I took Adderall and abused it, I was 14 years old.
He didn't have a prescription, but that didn't stop him from popping pills. He says he got the drug from a friend.
He stole the prescription from his mom.
Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge surveyed nearly 500 students at 4 West Metro schools. 16% said they abused prescription pills. A national study shows that 72% of prescription medication is taken from family or friends.
One of the larger populations of people that abuse Adderall are your academic all-stars at a school.
Adderall is sometimes called a study drug or smart pill because it can help students focus better and stay up for hours cramming for tests. The pills are so popular because they're easy to get.
It wasn't anything to get them. Doc, these aren't doing it. Can you up the dose? And it was just as simple as that.
But students aren't the only one abusing Adderall. Authorities say it has become a big problem in Hennepin County.
During 2012, we saw about 15 or so individual cases where Adderall, the prescription drug Adderall, turned up in illegal circumstances, which is different than what we've seen in the past.
Experts say the lingering effects of Adderall addiction can have a lasting effect.
Drugs, especially prescription pills, it's just something that I couldn't do. I still can't do it. To this day, I won't even take Advil because of it.
Now, there are a number of side effects to Adderall abuse, including elevated blood pressure and kidney failure. But the biggest possible side effect is overdosing, which could lead to cardiac arrest or even death. And Mike and Alex, experts recommend parents get rid of their old drugs. We've got a list on our website, 12.tv.
There are ways to do that. All right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sonia. Lawmakers pushing for stricter gun control measures in Minnesota are now left trying to reload. A bill calling for universal background checks has been abandoned at the state capitol. Instead, a compromise bill has emerged. It would require background checks for gun show purchases, but it does not include background checks for person-to-person sales and internet sales of guns. Representative Deborah Hillstrom of Brooklyn Center helped broker the compromise bill. She had opposed universal background checks.
A Champlin man is headed to prison for obtaining guns he wasn't allowed to have. DeAndre Franklin has a criminal record and is prohibited from possessing a firearm. He admitted to going to Bill's gun shop in Robbinsdale with 2 women who bought 2 weapons for him. Today, a judge sentenced Franklin to 5 years in federal prison.
More construction will soon take place in Maple Grove's gravel mining area. The Maple Grove City Council this week approved final plans for a new FedEx building. The new 276,000 square foot facility will replace its Brooklyn Park location, which FedEx says it had outgrown. The new building will support the company's Smart Post service, which specializes in shipping lighter weight packages. Never underestimate the importance of a first impression.
And that's especially true in home sales. And if you're thinking about selling your home, reporter Shannon Slatton has a few tips for you in today's Money Savers.
If you're thinking about selling your home, we have a few ideas for you. Realtor Jerry Moskowitz joins us here to talk about a few of those. Let's start with major expenses for your home. If you're going to spend money, where should you spend it?
Kitchen and bathroom always are the best places to go ahead with. People love having it, even if it's an older home, people love having an updated kitchen and bathroom. If you're, again, going major and you're really trying to appeal to the largest amount of people, possibly knocking out a wall, something to open up that kitchen. People love the open design of a kitchen that opens to a living room and dining room. It's what you see in all your new construction, all your upper-end homes. Kitchens have become really an area where people congregate. Sure. So having something like that, that would be the #1 areas to put your money if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more major.
Let's talk about quick fixes, $1,000 or less. What should we do to best spend our money?
A lot of the best things to do with that money is just making sure that your house shows properly. Updating countertops and that can be a little tricky on some of that stuff. You can do things like if your kitchen is big enough for an island, there's like portable islands. It's a little bit cheaper than doing a full island on there. As I mentioned, countertops, there are some upgrades that you can do depending on the size of it. Those are some of the main things that I would really focus on. And using the money, again, for things like landscaping, that type of thing, because what you're really trying to do is create that favorable first impression. A person, if you don't make that good first impression, a lot of times a buyer is turned off to your house, sure, and it's tough to ever really get them back at that point in time.
All right, let's talk about last-minute things you should do before showing your house.
Well, it's well known that people talk about painting your house. What I will add to that is if you're not a good painter, get a good painter to do it, because to paint your home and then not have it be a high-quality job can actually backfire on you. So a fresh coat of paint, always recommend. And then there's little things like making sure all the light bulbs are working, because if a person comes in, and especially in a basement this is true, and it's very dimly lit, poor lighting, it can really turn off a buyer, and it's really an inexpensive and simple fix. You've only got one chance to make a first impression. You want to make the most of it.
Make a good one. All right. Thank you very much, Jerry, for joining us. If you need more tips, we have those on our website. Check it out, 12.tv/moneysavers.
All right, thank you, Shannon. Some analysts have predicted the mortgage rate to be below 4% for 30-year mortgages for most of 2013. Jerry says expect those interest rates to start to creep upward. Well, up next, one big kick to change a bad habit.
Plus, a proposal that a Brooklyn Park lawmaker says could improve your commute. And later in sports, why the Maranatha boys basketball team are the favorites to win the state Class A tournament.
But first, a check of your AccuWeather forecast. More than 600,000 Minnesotans smoke cigarettes, but today some decided to kick the habit.
A symbolic kick on this National Kick Butts Day. Events were held around the metro, including at Hennepin Technical College in Brooklyn Park, to encourage people to stop smoking. Smoking is still the leading cause of preventable death and disease in the state, and there's some financial incentive to quit. Quit Plan is offering a challenge. Anyone who signs up to quit smoking by April 1st has a chance to win $5,000. Quit Plan is a free program that offers support in the effort.
It takes people oftentimes several attempts to quit smoking before they're successful. And so what we tell people is you're going to be much more likely to quit successfully if you have help.
To take the smoke-free challenge, visit quitcash.com.
An effort is underway to improve the health of people who live in a section of Brooklyn Park with a high concentration of immigrants. Organizers hope to make it easier to find healthy food along the Zane Avenue corridor. They plan to set up a healthy living hub that will promote better food, active living, and preventive medical care. It's a 2-year project aimed at fighting obesity.
The median income in this Zane Avenue corridor is less than $10,000. So we do have a concentration of minorities, African-born immigrants, and low-income individuals. And so because of specific health outcomes in this area, obesity and cardiovascular diseases, we're launching this 2-year project.
Members of the African Career Education and Resource Group say that area is a food desert when it comes to healthy eating, and they hope Brooklyn Park's Farmers Market will move into the area to help improve access to healthy food. Would you support expanding the sales tax for an easier commute?
It's an idea Brooklyn Park lawmaker Melissa Hortman is proposing at the state capitol. Renee Bonneau has more on the plan.
Mike and Alex, at a news conference today, groups such as low-income families and people with disabilities spoke in favor of Hortman's plan, as well as a companion bill in the Senate. They say they need more choices for affordable, safe transportation in the metro. The bills call for a 3/4-cent sales tax in the metro. Some revenue from that would go towards upgrading bus service and shortening the time it takes to build the light rail transit lines. Other money would improve biking and walking trails and make sidewalks compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Too many families are stuck in traffic, whether they're on their way to work or school or healthcare appointments, and we have diverse needs in our transportation system. We need transit and we need roads. We need a multimodal approach.
Both the Senate and House versions of the bill were scheduled for hearings today. Mike and Alex, supporters of these bills say they will not only improve the lives of the people who use these modes of transportation, but they will also help improve the economy as well.
All right, thanks a lot, Renee. Coming up, why this seemingly endless winter isn't such a bad thing if you're running a greenhouse.
But first in sports, Park Center shoots for a win in the quarterfinals of the state boys basketball tournament. John Jacobson has the highlights when we come back. Well, I guess this is what the state basketball tournament is all about. Close games, nail-biters, overtime.
Yeah.
We're talking about Park Center today.
A little more exciting than they wanted it to be at the end after the first half that they put on against Lakeville North. Park Center's last trip to the state boys basketball tournament came when this year's seniors were about 2 years old. So getting to state is a thrill to a new generation of Pirates fans. Park Center ready to tip off in the quarterfinals against Lakeville North. Devin Buckley spins, hits the jumper from the free throw line to put the Pirates up 8-1 early. Trayton Daniels, nice pass here to Devin Payne in the paint for 2 more. Park Center is up by 12. Quentin Hooker had another big game for the Pirates. He scores and draws the foul. He drops in 12 first half points. In transition, it's Isaiah McKay giving to Hooker for 2 more, and Park Center's lead grows to 19 points. The Panthers trying to keep it close. Bronson Bruneau knocks down the mid-range jumper here. And Lakeville North's big scorer is junior J.P. McCura. He drives, scores, draws the foul, and that's 26 points in the game. Hooker drains a 3-pointer late in the first half. The senior All-Metro guard led all scorers with 29 points. Park Center survives a huge Lakeville North comeback to win 74-72 in overtime. They'll play in the semifinals Thursday night at 8 o'clock at Target Center. Park Center isn't the only Brooklyn Park-based team in the state boys basketball tournament. Maranatha Christian Academy starts play Thursday in the Class A tournament. The Mustangs are the #1 seed in Class A. They beat West Lutheran by 10 points in the Section 4A title game. It's the 3rd appearance in the tournament for Maranatha, all in the past 7 years. Unlike in 4A, where many of the teams know each other at least somewhat, Mustangs don't have any first-hand knowledge of their quarterfinal opponent, Mountain Lake.
It's a little tough. I mean, nobody really knows a whole lot about them since they're so far away, but that really just makes us have to come and play our game and do what we do best. So,
I heard they're very big, very solid team. We're going to need our best to win this game.
Mustangs have faced a lot of Class 3A and 4A teams this year, with this overtime win over a good Cooper squad among the highlights. The good competition will have them ready, and the Mustangs know that being the #1 seed will have a lot of eyes on them.
1 seed comes a lot of responsibility, so like you said, we've got a big target on our back, so we really have to bring it. And yeah, we've got a lot of responsibility for that, so.
It's huge for the school. This year we're really focused on not only getting there, but finishing the job this time. So.
The Mustangs take on Mountain Lake in the first game of the Class A tourney Thursday morning at 11 o'clock at Williams Arena. Well, there isn't much of a hint outside these days of spring, much less summer. This weekend in Minneapolis, you might get a taste of the warm days ahead. The 81st Annual Northwest Sports Show comes to the Convention Center Thursday through Sunday. This is video from last year's show. Hundreds of exhibitors will be there offering everything from fishing tackle to summer resort packages. Admission is $11 for those age 16 and up. Children age 15 and under get in free. Doors open Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock. So you look outside and it looks like winter, go down there and you're like, yeah, I can see myself on a boat or at a resort or something.
Does Terry Tuma make an appearance there?
Yes, he will. He'll be there
I
Friday,
feel like
yes.
that would be a sure thing.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, John. Well, perhaps our cold March isn't such a bad thing.
Before you throw that shoe into your television, we found one good reason coming up next. Well, it may not look like it, but according to the calendar at least, today is in fact the first day of spring.
And while many of us are looking forward to the warmer temperatures, there are some who don't mind winter's late grasp on the season. Our Delane Cleveland shows us why.
It's a great place to be.
Few things in life are as colorful as a greenhouse.
Along the edges, we have different lilies. On this side, you'll see different stages of Easter lilies.
At Hennepin Technical College in Brooklyn Park,
My happy house.
a vast assortment of flowers abloom.
We've been growing pansies, we've been growing parsley, we've been growing, dianthus.
All serve as reminders of what lies ahead.
Here's some statistics.
Yet for greenhouse instructor Deb Kwame and her winter crop production class,
How do you select a plant?
spring may be on their minds,
Spring will come soon enough.
but the warm temperatures that come along with it can hold off just a little while longer.
Yeah, I always tell students that you want snow to stay outside as long as you can so people are not pushing you to sell before you're ready to sell.
And with temperatures outside barely reaching 20 degrees, the snow isn't going anywhere. While new life was sprouting over the greenhouse, spring is also a chance for new beginnings and new experiences. Experiences which include a few falls.
That's okay. That's how you learn.
Learning is what today was all about.
Perfect. Thank you.
As these two friends use this first day of spring to try their luck at cross-country skiing at French Regional Park in Plymouth.
I'm like, sure, why not? Still, that gets us here.
And to them, being here is better than being cooped up inside.
You just want to enjoy it, Just have fun with it.
So everybody found their notes.
Meanwhile, back at the greenhouse, that upbeat attitude about winter is a motto that Deb Kwame lives by.
I'm not sick of winter, and the reason why I love winter, it kills all of those nasty insects that feed on our trees and our shrubs. The colder my winter is, the happier I am.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
So do you already feel better about winter sticking around? I mean, right?
Yeah. I think a greenhouse is a good place to be.
That's right. It's a good place to visit right now.
Right.
That's it for us. Thanks for joining us.
Community Corner coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow.